Hey! In today's video, I take you with me to make your own safe and effective natural deodorant. With simple ingredients, anyone can do it. Hey mamas, this is Dr. Monica Du. I'm a pediatrician turned homeschool mom. And here I love to share my self-sustainability tips on family, health, living, and the home. As you join me, you're going to see different DIY projects, homeschooling tips and what works well for my family, and just a multitude of things that I share to help others along the way. Join me with this journey. So this deodorant has very easy things to find. Coconut oil, organic of course is preferred. I use a tea tree oil blend, Ylang Essential Oil, Lavender Essential Oil. These two are from Biomed Balance, and I use Arrowroot Powder. This is going to help with the absorptive power as well. And I use Bentonite clay from Redmond. Of course, you want to have a nice, strong vessel to keep everything in, preferably glass, so you have no leaching of chemicals into the product that you want to put on your body. This one is from the brand Fido. It's actually made in Italy, but it's easy to find here, and it's been very useful, and it's a strong glass. I also have quite a few options for essential oils that I use. So in this recipe, you can use many different things. You can suit it to your preference. I like the kind of fresh floral scents, and my daughters like that as well. So that's why we went ahead and did the Ylang lavender, and then we added the tea tree oil for its benefits, which I'll go into. So you're going to take some of your bentonite clay. I go ahead and I just add about 1 part for now, and then as I go along, based on the consistency, I can then add more. Then you're going to add I do about 3 moderate handfuls full of the arrowroot powder. Some people also use baking powder or baking soda, but I choose to just use the arrowroot because that one works very well for me. This deodorant actually lasts all day and you smell great. So now we'll go ahead and add our coconut oil. This is going to help to add the looseness to the solution that you're going to make. Of course, coconut oil is also very good for your skin. Be careful as you're pouring. As you can see, there was a little spill, but that's okay. This is real life, isn't it? So in terms of the coconut oil, I also add according to the need that I have. But I first start out with about, I would say, ½ a cup. And the vessel I'm using is actually a pretty large one, so it holds quite a bit. I also use a wooden spoon to mix. I'm gonna add a few drops of my essential oils. I chose lavender as I noted. And for this one, I add about 10 to 15 drops. It just depends on how much fragrance of each you want. Some essential oils are very potent, so you really don't need to add a lot. The Ylang is very potent, so I add less of that. I add about 5 drops of that. And then the tea tree oil comes with a pump, so I try to get out at least 1 to 2 pumps if I can. Now, going into some of the properties that make this natural deodorant so wonderful are the following. Lavender, of course, smells wonderful. It's anti-inflammatory, it's healing for your skin as well as soothing. So that one is always a nice one to add, and it doesn't give you an overpowering smell. It's quite light. The Ylang has nice floral notes that linger with you. It also helps in mood because of its fragrance. It's also antibacterial, healing, and also lends hydration to the skin, which is good because you want a drying agent to be part of your deodorant. And if it makes too much dryness to your skin, that wouldn't be good. So you want something that's going to help to balance things out and lend some moisture to the skin. So that one is always good to have. The tea tree oil is also wonderful because it is multifactorial in its potency. It's antibacterial, antifungal, also helps with skin irritations, wound healing, and many more properties. I also like to add something that's going to help to keep my mixture fresh. So each of these has its own abilities, but definitely the tea tree and the lavender help to keep your mixture nice and fresh and shelf stable. So you just go ahead and mix the ingredients, and what you're trying to get is not a soupy mixture, but a little bit of thickness to it, so that when you're done, it's kind of like a mild paste. So you just keep adding as you go until you get to the consistency that you like. Now, the products that you use, of course, on your skin are important because your skin is your largest organ of the body, and it is highly absorptive as it's covered with pores to help regulate our temperature and all the things that the skin does for us. So that's why it's so important, whatever we put on our body, that we make sure it's a good choice and safe. So try to use organic materials, natural things that you can find that are healthy for you. I personally started using this deodorant because I did not want to put the toxic chemicals on my skin anymore that you can easily find when you look at some of the popular commercial deodorant options out there on the market. If I don't know what they are when I'm reading, I personally don't use it. If you're not familiar with what you're putting on your body or in your body, it's probably best to not make that one of your options. So this one is natural, you know exactly what's in it, and it's so useful, smells good, and is so soothing. When it's all done, it has such a smooth and luxurious consistency that we all love it. So this batch that I make normally lasts for quite a while. Depends on how much you like to use, but this one could even last for 2 to 3 months. So I don't normally have to make it very often, and of course it's cost saving. You don't have to go out and buy deodorant so often at all. You just buy the bulk materials, which I get mainly from Azure Standard is where I get those essential oils. The Redmond, you can actually order through their website. Azure also has a smaller product of the same bentonite clay that can be obtained. I always like to get the bulk order, so I get the tub that you see there. The coconut oil you can also easily get. This one I actually got at Sam's Club. but normally I like to go ahead and get many of my things from Azure. And I'll put some details about the different ingredients so that you can also get them for yourself. So once you're done making your natural deodorant, you want to go ahead and label it, because you're not going to be able to tell, especially if you've mixed different things, what exactly it is. And if you're making multiple ones, you always want to make sure you've labeled what you have. So I just clean up the surface. Just always like to be orderly and neat with what I'm doing as much as I can. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a label on it. This batch I made for my daughters, and they loved it. This labeler has been quite helpful for me as well. I label so many things with it, and it normally lasts me quite a good while. I usually get the bulk tape that you can put in there, and that is normally pretty good in what the needs are that I have. And there you are, your own freshly made deodorant that you can use immediately. This actually doubles for me as well as a soothing salve. Sometimes if I get an insect bite or one of my children do, you can actually put this on it as well. Because of that bentonite clay and the essential oils that are already mixed up, you have something that you can readily apply if you need it. So this DIY actually doubles in its use, which is so awesome. I'll be talking more about the essential oils that I find to be of benefit for myself and my family in upcoming videos, so make sure you stay tuned to hear about those. Please make sure you subscribe and like. See you soon.